Do I think that Tennessee can do better than Greg Schiano? I'm not certain they can do greatly better, but I don't think losing Schiano is losing the next Urban Meyer or the next Nick Saban. Which brings me to my next point. Is this the worst loss in the world from a coaching standpoint? No. But I got a hard time believing if you were trying to hire Urban Meyer or you were trying to hire Nick Saban and there was this loose connection to the Sandusky stuff that Vol Nation would be up in arms saying, don't hire that guy. He was part of a massive cover-up. And that's a little bit of the issue here. If you are truly uncomfortable with anybody from Penn State getting a job ever again as a head coach, I could understand that. It was reprehensible. It's sickening. It was criminal. There is nothing I can describe with words that does the justice of just how awful and evil and gross all that was. So I'm certainly not defending anybody involved there. But we have to realize that Greg Schiano, his name pops up in the deposition because Mike McQueary, who ends up being the whistleblower, said he once remembered Tom Bradley identifying Greg Schiano as a guy that may have known in the early 90s. Look, I don't know if that's truth or fiction. We don't know if McQueary's remembering correctly or not. Schiano was not involved ultimately in the decision, in the inquisition, in the follow-up and the research by those that pursued the case and the investigation. So they didn't feel like it was significant enough or there was enough there, concrete enough to go after Greg Schiano. This was McQueary remembering maybe a guy mentioning Schiano. If you say, look, I don't care, that's enough of a connection, we can't hire that guy, morally it's wrong, all right. I can't argue with that. My problem is if you're going, yeah, we don't want Greg Schiano. He's a bum of a head coach. He burned out in Tampa Bay. He doesn't like Peyton Manning. Oh, yeah, and by the way, he's part of the whole Penn State thing, man. We can't hire that guy because he's part of the Penn State thing. If you're putting the football first and then hiding behind the Penn State stuff, that's not okay. And I kind of feel like that's where this thing went last night on social media. And to see the firestorm unfold and burn and Tennessee getting such cold feet, ultimately, I don't blame fans. I don't blame boosters, specifically fans, for vocalizing likes or dislikes. That's up to them. I blame an administration for not having the stones to go through with what they believe was the right hire. You can't go through, hire a guy, and then be burnt out or pushed away or scared off because Twitter goes crazy. I mean, imagine having that little conviction in your decision. That is the most worrisome thing, and this is where it hurts Tennessee. What coach is going to trust this administration? What coach is going to trust this AD? What coach worth his salt is going to want to take that job when he knows things as dramatic as whether you get hired or not is based on the reaction on Twitter? That hurts Tennessee big time. You make a decision, you got to live with it. And you better do all of your research and your P's and Q's. You got to know what you're up against. You have to. And you've got to be convicted in that decision. To go so far as to hire a guy and then go, oh, wait a second, everybody hates this on Twitter. And, yeah, that Penn State stuff is not that great. And, all right, no job. That kills you as a reputation when it comes to hiring the next guy.